Hello everyone, welcome to my second video lecture on infinite series. In this video, we shall prove an important theorem that is going to give us the necessary condition for the convergence of a series summation un. So what is the statement? If a series summation un is convergent, then limit of the nth term of the series as n tending towards infinity is equal to 0. So we have to prove this condition, that is, if the convergence, the series is convergent, then this thing happens, that we have to prove. So let us consider the proof of the theorem. So first of all, consider what has been given. Given that the series, infinite series summation un is convergent. So it is the convergent series they have given. When the series is convergent, it implies the sequence of partial sums. By the definition we have seen in the previous video, that when the series is convergent, the sequence of partial sums, that is the sequence Sn, is convergent. That we have seen in the previous video. When the series is convergent, then the sequence of partial sums must be convergent, and on the other hand, when the sequence of partial sums is convergent, then the given series is convergent. That we are having. Now we should use this thing over here. When the sequence of partial sums is convergent, by the definition of convergence of the sequence, it implies limit of Sn as n tending towards infinity is equal to a finite value L, say. So it is a finite and unique value L. This is by the definition of, this is following by the definition of convergence of sequences. So let us call this as equation number 1. Now what is observing over here? On the left hand side of equation 1, Sn and n tending towards infinity. So here it refers to the sum to infinity of the terms of the given series. Therefore we can change the index over here, and we can write it as limit of Sm as m tending towards infinity. If we write both of these two, there is no difference, because here also Sn n tending towards infinity, here Sm m tending towards infinity. So both mean the same, that is the sum to infinity of the terms of the given series. So there is no change. So we have considered like this. Then the index we have changed from n to m and wrote the value on RHS as it is. Now we shall consider some particular value for m. So let us put m equals to, here we shall substitute m equals to n minus 1 in this above equation. So that implies limit of n minus 1, the subscript, and m minus 1 tends to infinity. Sorry, n minus 1 tends to infinity. In place of m we are writing n minus 1. n minus 1 tends to infinity, and on RHS there is no change. Since when n minus 1 tends to infinity, it implies n also tends towards infinity. That implies from the above equation, limit as n tending towards infinity of n minus 1 on LHS. Instead of n minus 1 tending towards infinity, we wrote n tending towards infinity because of this, and on RHS the value as it is. So let us call this as equation number 2. And now let us consider equation 1 minus equation 2, subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, considering equation 1 minus equation 2, that implies limit, we shall write the LHS, limit n tending towards infinity of Sn. The LHS of equation 1 we have written, the LHS of equation 2 with minus sign we have to write limit as n tending towards infinity of Sn minus 1 we have to write, and then on RHS of equation 1 is L, minus sign we have to write. RHS of equation 2 is again L, so it is L minus L, that is going to be 0 on RHS. But on LHS we can combine these two limits and we can write a single limit as n tending towards infinity here and limit as n tending towards infinity, that we can write common, and we can have a single limit Sn minus 1. And now we know the definition of Sn. So what is Sn? Sn is the sum of first n terms of the given infinite series. So Sn is the sum of first n terms. So let us take them as u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus dot 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 plus un minus 1th term plus unth term. So we have considered the first n terms of the given series as Sn by the definition of partial sums, minus sign, and here in this bracket first n minus 1 terms of the series we have to consider, that is u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus dot 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 plus un minus 1. So this is Sn minus 1 we have written, and on RHS it is 0. Now u1 minus u1 cancelled, u2 minus u2 cancelled, u3 minus u3 cancelled, un minus 1 minus un minus 1 cancelled. So all these terms will be cancelling. The only non-zero term will be un. So that implies limit as n tending towards infinity of un is equal to 0. So only this term is remaining on LHS and all other terms are cancelling with each other because they are having the opposite signs, and the answer is going to be limit as n tending towards infinity of un. So this thing we have proved. That is what we have proved: summation un convergent implies limit n tending towards infinity of un equal to 0. This is the necessary condition which we have proved, and here it is to be noted that the converse of the above theorem is not true. So this is the remark we have to make over here. We have to make the remark that converse of the above result is not true. That is, limit n tending towards infinity of un equal to 0 if we have, it need not imply that summation of the summation of un, that is the given series, is convergent. So this thing we have to accept it, and in order to verify this we will give one counter example. So we have proved in the theorem a necessary condition, that is, when the series is convergent, when summation un converges, then it implies limit of the nth term is 0. On the other hand, we have a remark: when the nth term of the series is 0, limit of the nth term of the series is 0, then it need not imply that summation of un is convergent. So in order to prove this result, we have a counter example. So counter example means if at all we want to disprove any result, then it is enough if we produce one example for which the result is not valid. That is, we show that this result is not valid for a particular example which we are going, and that means that example is disproving the result, that is this limit of un equal to 0 imply this thing. So and that example is called as counter example, and in this case the counter example is let summation square root of n plus 1 minus square root of n. So this is the series given to us. So we shall use this series as the counter example, and we shall establish that when the limit of the nth term is equal to 0, even then this series is not convergent. So this is the given series summation of un. Therefore it implies un here is square root of n plus 1 minus square root of un. Now we have to check we have to find the limit of un, that is as n tending towards infinity we want to find the limit of un. So let us do the usual evaluation of the limits. So un is square root of n plus 1 minus square root of n, and it is very easy in this case to evaluate this limit after rationalizing the numerator. So in order to do that, let us multiply and divide by, so we are having the quantity n plus 1 square root of n here. So this is the quantity which we are having, and let us multiply it with square root of n plus 1 plus root n, and we have to divide by the same quantity root of n plus 1 plus root n. So when we use the formula a minus b into a plus b in the numerator, it is a square plus b square in the numerator. So that is giving us n plus a minus b into a plus b. It is a square and square root cancels. It is n plus 1 minus b square, that is root n whole square is n, divided by square root of n plus 1 plus root n which we are having. So this is simply limit as n tending towards infinity of 1 divided by minus n plus n cancels, root of n plus 1 plus root n. So this implies the value of this, when you substitute n equal to infinity here, it is 1 by infinity. So 1 by infinity, it is tending towards 0. So we can say that is we have observed that limit of nth term of the given series is equal to 0. But what we have to observe, we have to observe that whether this series, given series, is convergent or not. In order to do that, let us consider the nth partial sum. Consider Sn. So nth partial sum is first term plus second term plus third term plus dot 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 plus the nth term, that is. Now we have the definition of un. Un is nothing but square root of n plus 1 minus 1 less, that is n. So when it is 1, it is 1 plus 1 2 minus root 1. So u1 value is root 2 minus root 1. So this is the value of u1, plus u2 value is root 3 minus root 2, plus u3 value is root 4 minus root 3, that is. So in this way we should go on writing, that is root 4 minus root of 3. So in this way dot 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 plus we shall write the n minus 1th term. So for the n minus 1th term, here it will be n minus 1 plus 1, it is n minus n minus 1 coming over here, plus the last term, that is the nth term. Nth term is as per the definition which is available over here, that is root of n plus 1 minus root of n. So Out of these terms, root 2 plus cancels with minus root 2, plus root 3 minus cancels with minus root 3, plus root 4 cancels with minus root 4, plus root n cancels with minus root n, and root n minus 1 will be cancelling with some term which will be available here in the previous term. So all the terms will be cancelling. The only term remaining will be root of n plus 1 minus root of 1. So if we take this, implies limit of n tending towards infinity of Sn. If we evaluate, then the answer is, we are having n in the numerator, therefore when we substitute n equal to infinity, the answer is infinity. This implies the sequence of partial sums Sn. The sequence of partial sums Sn is divergent. This implies the given series summation un is also divergent. So what we have proved? We have proved that even when limit of the nth term is 0, then the given series is divergent. So that means, therefore, limit as n tending towards infinity of un need not imply that summation un is convergent. So this is an important theorem result we have established by giving one counter example. Now here we have to take one more important note. We have to take the remark of that note, that the contrapositive statement, this thing we know. What is that? When the series summation un is convergent, it implies that limit of nth term as n tending to infinity is 0. This result we have proved in the first part of the theorem. Now, but the converse is not necessarily true, that we have established here. But the contrapositive statement of this result, that is, when the limit of nth term as n tending towards infinity is not equal to 0, then that implies summation un is not convergent, that is, it is divergent. So this is an important test, and it is called as the fundamental test of divergence. It is called as the fundamental test of divergence, and we will be using it while solving the problems on testing the nature of the convergence of the given series. So it is the fundamental test of divergence. So this is then an important remark we have considered here. Along with these two remarks, we have to consider two more remarks. The third remark is that in a series summation un, if we add or if we subtract some terms, then the nature of the series is as it is. If the series is convergent, it remains as it is even by adding some terms. If the series is divergent or convergent, it remains same even by subtracting some of the terms from it. That is, the addition or removal of finite number of terms from the series will not alter the nature of the series. And even when we multiply some constant, when we multiply by a constant, non-zero constant, to a particularly the positive constant to the given series, then the nature of the series will not be changed. This is also an important remark we have to consider. And the last remark, that is the fourth remark, is if a series in which all the terms are positive is convergent. If we consider a series of positive terms, and if it is convergent, then the series remains convergent even when some of its terms are made negative. If the series with all the terms positive is convergent, then of course it will be remaining convergent even when some of the terms are made negative in that series. So these are the important notes we have to consider at this moment. So with this, let me stop now. We shall continue with a particular type of series, that is series of positive terms, in the next video. Thank you.